Good afternoon and welcome to the weekly weather briefing from the National Weather Service in Spokane, Washington for Monday, March 20th, 2017. Happy first day of spring, by the way. We'll start with a quick overview of the weather for the week. Once again, we'll remain in an active weather pattern through the week, bringing several rounds of rain and high mountain snow. A steady influx of moisture will bring showers back to the region this afternoon and evening through Wednesday, with some breezy winds expected Wednesday afternoon. We'll see a brief break on Thursday as dry air fills in, but the moisture stream moves back in by Friday and brings more precipitation to the region, which will last into the weekend. Here's the 7-day outlook for eastern Washington. You'll see in the temperature graphs at the top that Spokane hovers right around average, the dotted red line being average high temperature. So we'll stay around the 50-degree mark, give or take a few degrees, with Wednesday being the warmest. Wenatchee, though, remains a bit below normal for late March. As far as precipitation goes, rain chances remain through much of the week, especially Tuesday and Friday. Looking at the 7-day outlook for North Idaho, it's the same story, with around normal temperatures in Lewiston in the upper 50s and slightly below average for Sandpoint in the upper 40s. So let's talk about the rain we're expecting this week. The first round starts this afternoon into Tuesday morning. We'll see light amounts with this, generally under a tenth of an inch. Tuesday brings the best chance of widespread rain, but even this round won't add up to too much for most, generally under 2/10, with another tenth or so possible Wednesday. Now that we're getting into the springtime, however, these showers will be more convective in nature, which means that we could see some localized higher amounts, as stronger storm cells could drop a large amount of rain over a small area. We'll see also a threat for isolated thunderstorms, mainly Tuesday evening and Wednesday. This threat is mainly for southeast Washington and the central Panhandle Mountains. Thursday, we'll have a break from the rain, and then the next rain system moves in on Friday. For Saturday, we stay in a generally showery pattern with hit-and-miss showers possible. Here are the flood products valid this afternoon. We'll get into the specifics on some rivers here in a minute, but there's a flood warning for most of northeast Washington and North Idaho through noon on Wednesday. On this map, you'll see the rivers that are currently in flood stage. We'll look at the specific hydrographs here in a minute, but overall 4 gauges are showing flood stage at the moment. But all but Spokane and Lake Coeur d'Alene are heading downward. This week, even with the rain in the forecast, we expect the downward trend to continue for all except for the Spokane River and Lake Coeur d'Alene. So let's look at those specifically. Here you can see the forecast for both Lake Coeur d'Alene and the Spokane River. They both remain in minor flood stage through the week, peaking around midweek and starting to level off afterwards. The other 2 rivers in flood stage are the St. Joe River at St. Mary's, which is currently right around major flood stage, but should be down into moderate flood before the day is over, and will remain in moderate flood through the week. The Coeur d'Alene River at Cataldo, on the other hand, is barely in minor flood stage Monday afternoon, and should be out of flood stage by Tuesday morning. Onto the snowpack. Here's a quick look at the region's snowpack, which indicates the mountains are running generally above normal. This could come into play later this spring as we begin to deal with more melt-off. Looking out toward the end of the month, the overall weather pattern doesn't look to change appreciably. The latest 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center keeps the inland northwest with a better chance of below normal temperatures and above normal precipitation. So an overview of the impacts. Weather impacts this week will generally be minor. More wet weather is expected with minimal additional impacts aside from continued flooding already being seen. Some isolated thunderstorms will be possible Tuesday night and Wednesday, and winds will be a bit breezy on Wednesday afternoon. Finally, don't forget the NWS web pages are updating on April 4th, so any point-and-click forecasts you have bookmarked may need to be resaved after this date. As always, you can stay up to date with the latest forecast at weather.gov/Spokane or on our social media sites. Thanks and have a great week.